Good afternoon, everyone. Very excited for today's live. I'm going to be joined again by the amazing Iduma. Actually, she's going to show me the way. Here we go. Hi, Iduma. Happy
Hey,
Friday.
hi Leah, happy Friday.
Oh my gosh, last week. Very excited to be in the Halloween spirit with you again.
Oh, so oh my. Look at your back. How
I,
cute.
I know you made a nice, easy sketch for me, right? For someone.
Well, yeah, the one from last time, I saw it on a free image site and I said, oh, okay, let's try it, let's sketch it. And it worked out pretty cute, but it was a little intricate and this one's a little more fun.
Yes, I'm excited for fun, relaxed, no stress, and just spooky vibes.
I love it. I love it. I've got my Arches watercolor paper and a few of the same brushes that I use, my Escoda Perla synthetic brushes in a round in various sizes. And what do you have?
I'm also doing arches today, but this is,
Ooh, bringing out the big guns.
no, right? And then I've got my Princeton Neptune and then a smaller one if we want to do little detail work or maybe just for, the more saturated color and then for blending, whatever you teach us is what I'll be doing.
All right. Well, the preview that I sent you yesterday, I've had such a hectic week, so it was, I mean, I'm thinking like a 4 minute thing. It was
That was,
so fast, and I had to get it done.
oh my God,
And I didn't do it on Arches. I did it on my fluid watercolor paper. So I'm hoping that the Arches gives me a better
that's
effect.
hilarious because when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I could do that in an hour or a half hour. Look at that. I thought this took a lot longer. Of course, it's you, so that makes sense. When you you get a lot of details. No, 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 that's not my 5 minute painting level.
Okay. Well, you know what? It may have been more like 7 or 8 now that I'm looking at it. So I'm exaggerating.
You good color for this spat, and it's very realistic. That brownish, smoky gray color. So tell me about that.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And I'm so glad you approved because I was thinking a lot of people are doing black, and I said, oh, let's do a little something different. So with this one, what I used, what I just managed to blend together was a quick, I'm using, I ran out of my favorite brown, which is a Van Dyke brown. So I'm using here it is, Sennelier. For this one, it is called warm sepia. So it's a dark brown. I really like it. I really like the darkness of it. Let's see. It'll be my first time. Well, not my first time, but let's see. See how you can see it. It's really dark, but I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna mix it with some warm. Let's see. I've got some raw sienna from my Magello Mission Gold, which is I'm gonna mix some of this with that with that darker brown
Mhm.
and then also to add even a darker tone to the this brown. I'm gonna use this. I just got this at my art supply store. It's Daniel Smith and it's French ultramarine, so it's a deep blue. I'm gonna add a little bit to some brown so that we can really darken it up
All right.
because remember we don't use black. We sometimes do, and I may even add some black because this is spooky, right?
Yeah, I've added blues to my browns to make them dark before. I've done that before. So I usually don't add black either, but we can do whatever we want. What we have.
Yeah, right. That's right. And what else? Um, what? Oh, yeah, yeah. And also, you wanna if you wanna do well, you've got your sketch down like mine, but if some people who paint along either now or later, if you don't want to do the little I did the oh by the way, I added some masking fluid to my eyes so that I can just freely paint around them. It gives me more freedom to,
And the
you know, go crazy around the face.
yeah. Okay, perfect.
But if you don't want to do that evil eye, I also sketched one with a little googly, more fun and playful in case anybody wants to look at it and kind of do that instead.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for black eyes, a more round black eye. I'll do that. I'll do the more fun. I don't know about googly eye, but I'll do a hybrid.
Perfect. This is just giving, you know, options in case anybody doesn't want to do, I want to do the evil red eye. We'll see how that works.
I- I'm over here trying to say bats are an important pollinator, and lots of your favorite fruits and veggies are made possible because of bats. So I don't want to portray them as evil even for Halloween.
You know what? You're right. And they are so important, right? They are so important, but we'll go over that a little. I have some facts about them, which will mention what you said. But yeah, now I feel guilty. Mine's going to be evil, though.
Oh, no,
It is what it is.
it's a bad one.
Yes, there are naughty bats. All right, so what we want to do, what I started with, I really like working wet into wet, and you know, arches is perfect. So I'm going to do a light mix of that dark brown. I'm going to start like a watery mix of that dark brown, and I'm going to add a little bit of that, um, what is that again? Of that raw sienna. I'm going to add a little bit of that raw sienna to make it almost kind of like a, ah, gosh, for lack of a better word, kind of like a poop brown.
My God. Oh my God.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry.
It's not as cute as when we were doing pumpkin cheeks, that's for sure.
Okay, by the way, can you hear me? Okay, I'm in a new area and I'm wondering if the acoustics here are
Fine.
okay. All right,
Anybody
perfect.
having troubles, let us know.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So let me hover over my camera so you can see my runny mix. Do you see that?
Okay.
It looks like yours actually. Look at
Just
that.
pecan pie and what is this one? Winter's Glow.
A
Sounds
lot better than
like
poop brown.
okay.
All right, so we want to be liberal. You can start wherever you want. I'm going to work my way left to right so that it dries as I work along. And
Are you trying to leave highlights for his little spiny parts or no?
yes, and think that's exactly why I stopped right now because I caught myself. So you're going to just go in between the little, what are they? Bad anatomy. Here we go.
Uh, I don't even know if it's bone or cartilage right now. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
Okay, so you're gonna leave you're gonna leave those little lines blank, no paint on them. And then I keep adding water if it looks a
Yeah.
little dark. We're gonna be going over it. What's that? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I think you
Because
cut off.
I noticed mine was looking a little dark. I had to add some water.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're actually gonna go over all of it,
Yes.
right?
But then we can see some glow where his skin is really pulled, I guess, right? Like,
Yes, yes, you got it right. Yeah, where the bat wings pull, right?
right.
Let's see. I almost painted over those little things. I'm glad you mentioned it because I was like, ah. And in the actual, I saw, you know, an image of a bat. Those areas are actually darker. But the way that since I wasn't really looking at any, I looked at them after I did it. I was like, oops, I did it wrong. But I really like how that worked
Yeah,
out.
creative license there.
Right? It's allowed. And how's the weather where you are? Here I'm in Southern California. I'm a little hot right now.
Funny. Today's last week. Well, this weekend is our last weekend of really nice weather.
Mm-hmm.
Really cold, like 40-degree possible cold.
Oh, wow.
A chemistry class outside today.
Oh, wow.
You don't need me to lecture today or anything. It's just independent practice. Just, enjoy the weather. So
Oof.
it's very cloudy today, though.
Yeah, it's nice and sunny here. I think it's already 72. Okay, so before it gets a chance to dry,
Okay.
we're gonna go in again with that dark brown, and add um, very little of that ultramarine blue,
Right.
so that it gets really dark. And we're kind of just gonna go over. It's gonna look very haphazard, but and I'm but it'll work out. Go over kind of like uh, the insides of
Mm-hmm.
these little wings, the insides. I have faith in arches, so. And if it runs too much together, like if it runs too much together, grab yourself a clean brush and sop some up, because we want that.
Is yours still the same watery consistency, or do you have paint now?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I think it's cutting off. What did you say?
Do you have about the same watery consistency, or do you have more saturation and color now?
I think it's more.
Okay. 'Cause, again, I'm trying. Your bleeds are always amazing, and your blending. I'm trying to get to that level.
Well, I get really watery now. I used to not be so liberal, and now, because I was scared of where the water was going to run off to, but now I am a little more, uh, more liberal and with
Yes.
my water, and maybe that's why.
Feel like you can fix it and blend it where you want now.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
See, my brown isn't even the same, so I want to go over it with kind of like that brown that we had. Yeah, it was a whole lot of going over it again. I'm gonna go over it with that brown, because we'll always go darker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go over it with that pretty brown again, because it's looking a little too light. Papers work differently,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll go in with that brown. And isn't this paper great? I love arches.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's making this seem almost manageable. I don't know how I would do this with any other paper.
Right? I've learned to trust that the ugly phase is not going to last. So while the belly is still wet,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to add now. Go ahead and be heavy-handed with that touch of ultramarine blue on that dark brown, so that we can get a little, because they're little bodies, kind of to differentiate where the body is. See how it looks crazy right now? And start laying it down on the body. Hopefully it's still wet. I don't know how you do it when you have your lives and you can actually communicate with others. I cannot look at the screen.
Well, I'm looking at what you're doing, but I don't know either. I guess because I can paint my petals and stuff pretty fast, in between, I can look around and see what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. And hopefully it's bleeding into the rest of the little body. And I'm going to even add a little black to that here at the bottom. It's darker at the bottom. And now, there you go. And now I can go over those other little, you know, whatever they're called, little ligaments, little cartilage. I don't know, not like, you know, that's what I get for not studying,
Research.
yeah, bat anatomy. So we can go over them again. This is kind of like a playing catch up or playing before it dries kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I kind of want to connect it here to kind of circle around this little chubby shape of our little guy. And then these are his little arms, right?
Right.
Right?
You know,
That I know. Those are
gave
arms.
him cute armpits. That's really
Yeah, he's got little armpits. They're so weird, right? They're mammals, but they fly. They've got fur. What the heck? Let's see. So we're gonna go over these little white sections.
okay.
Let's see. Here you go. Look at that.
Mine are a little bit too thick.
He's darker, and then yeah, that's the one thing I like about working with artists. You have a lot of time to
Mm-hmm.
right
Right.
mess around.
And you can go back in and not feel like you're you are going to mess that up if you're going to add some hard lines somewhere. So,
Yeah. All right. So
I have to work on his other side. Oh, you are flying over there.
oh yay. I like to hear that because I that's how I feel when I watch you paint your flowers. Like I'm barely on petal 3 and you're on flower 3. Let me see. Let's see. And now these lines, if they look a little harsh,
Mm-hmm.
which for me, I'm thinking they look a little harsh on mine. I'm gonna go in again with that, with this uh
Mm-hmm.
brown, lighter brown, and kind of blend them out so they're not so harsh. But always making sure that I have the lighter brown in the center.
Wow, you're going to make me go out and buy more arches, aren't you?
There, yeah, I just bought a new one because I'm running out. Yeah, it just works best for, well, I guess depending on what style you like, you know, hot press, cold press, but cold press, I think it's one of my favorites. If it gets a little runny in places you don't want it, just, you clean your brush.
Mm, okay. I think I gave him a fuzzy armpit there.
I'm gonna stand up and take a look. Ooh, that brown you are using is fabulous. I think I'm doing a little too,
Yours is
yeah,
golden. We have
yeah.
different species of bats. They come in all different colors.
I
So
ran out of mine yesterday. I need to order it. I love the other, I don't know. Let's see.
this is pecan pie, which sounds so yummy right now.
Doesn't it?
We're not skipping to Thanksgiving yet.
I know. Can't wait to see what we come up with to paint for then.
Well, I'm actually going to be leading another staff wellness session day. So I have to come up with an idea for teaching teachers. So I'm thinking a pumpkin with a sunflower, something that can, because it's going to be in November, early November. So something that they can paint again if they want as a card or something like that.
Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. Okay, I think I darkened up my little bat a little, just so it doesn't look so different than yours. And now I'm gonna go back up to the little head.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start with the darker brown, maybe just on the tips, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna clean my brush and then go in with the lighter brown. Dip it in the little lighter brown and kind of blend it
Okay.
together.
Ooh, I like that.
And a little darker. Because this paper stays wet longer, the paint still has a chance to run off. So I keep trying to lift it because I want his little arms to be distinguishable. Let me go over it with the paper towel so no more paper can run, no more water can run in here. Isn't it funny? I took my time, I'm taking my time with this one where I didn't take my time with the other one, and hello. So let me go over the little arms. Yours is looking amazing, by the way.
Thank you. I showed you my very quick, that was my 5-minute version, and this is already improved. It doesn't have a face yet, and is already better looking.
Yeah, you're especially the areas here in between the little white lines. Wow, that looks fabulous.
I like that I had some highlights on his body. That was just doing its thing, but I think I'm going to try and keep that section.
That's especially what I like. I was gonna
Lift some.
try to emulate what you've got going on because it looks fabulous.
My face is looking a little too light, so he needs another layer. I'm looking at yours.
He's got the wrong shade of foundation.
Yes. Okay. All right, get wet. I don't have any masking fluid, so I'm going to try and avoid those fangs. Here.
This is the moonlight peeking through his wings, right?
That's right.
Okay, well, I managed to save it a little. There we go.
Okay.
Sheesh, I guess we had no time for bat facts because we're so into getting the details correct here.
Bat facts. I can give you vampires from medieval time facts.
That would be great.
Great. So, how do you kill a vampire in the Middle Ages? What was the
Oh,
The
yes. Maybe, what was it, a wooden stock or I don't
the
know.
wooden stake that
Oh, I mean steak, yes.
pretty much that time. The very first one, fire. You could do fire, or you could behead them. So that was the original thing. And then it was,
Oh.
um, let's see, some top tips from the French in the 1700s.
Mhm.
This one is very different from what we know now. You'd have to suck on their gums. Get real close to them. Sounds dangerous. Or smear your blood. So I'm glad we're not doing the 1740s French anymore. That would be
Wow.
a movie. Uh, yeah. And then it's the late 1740s when we get our Western tradition of the vampire, um, with the staking and all of that. Uh,
Okay. And yeah, yeah, wasn't the bat, I guess the vampire bat was discovered, right? In the 16th century, I think, from the research that I did. And it was a new species that was discovered by the Europeans.
mm,
And then I think well, because they suck blood, they feed on blood, and they have those sharp teeth that can pierce the skin of their prey.
mhm.
And the name vampire bat, if I recall correctly, was coined in 1810. So it became a,
Okay.
popular in folk art. And I guess it was also inspired, or Bram Stoker, the Dracula guy, was inspired by that. I think I remember reading something about that.
1810s, I could tell you the literature part because that's Lord Byron. So if you remember, Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein,
Yes.
right? And her husband there, they were doing ghost stories, writing ghost stories, the three of them, in Lake Geneva. And Lord Byron, he went to Greece and he heard those stories about the vampires and he put them together in one of those first popular, I guess, poems back in the day. That idea of vampires hurt the people they love, they come back to life. So that very Dracula idea of the vampire.
I love that. How's your face looking? Okay.
Like,
All right.
needs a layer and some detail and stuff. So I don't know whether to put the eyes, the dark eyes first, or you're going to do it last. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it last. Right now,
Okay.
I want my paper to dry, so I'm
Okay.
going in with my handy dandy
Good.
map. I mean, my fan.
And some color around here. Where this is the part where things might go wrong for me, but that's okay.
We
There's
can
any,
save it, right?
yeah. He's already got two different color eyebrows. Not good. I added blue.
Uh, all right, let's see what else I remember. How you mentioned that they pollinate flowers, right? Because, and then they disperse seeds, and they control pests, right? Because what did gosh, I read. Let me see if I can look at my notes really quick. They control pests because they eat mosquitoes. Let's see, up to 1,200 mosquitoes in
Mm-hmm.
an hour.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
That, that's awesome. Isn't there like a
And
huge collection of bats in Texas? Yeah, you can come across studies. No.
I I I missed what you said. I think the our connection got cut off. Something about bats in Texas?
Yes, there's a huge amount of bats in Texas. It's some particular place. I don't remember anymore. I thought that one made it into your notes.
No, that one didn't. But you know what? What I didn't have in my notes, but that I do recall recently hearing about is that I think I saw it on YouTube, this group of scientists, this is very loosely remembered, but this group of scientists set out to study these bats. I don't know where, I don't know, and I don't know when it was, but this is the gist of it. They set up out to study these bats, and they set up camp, I think, outside of their caves. And I don't know what happened, but the bats ran out, or not ran out, flew out. And as they flew out, they defecated. All of them, imagine thousands of bats. And these scientists were not prepared for that. And a few of them ended up getting some sort of disease and dying because
Hmm.
of that. Can you believe that? That's crazy, right?
Right. Um, that was a valuable, I want to say, what is it? Mineral rich. I don't even know the scientific way of describing their guano, right? There were
Mm-hmm.
wars about that. Um, I know that that had to do with Peru at the time. Like there were these islands that were just covered in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and wanted those resources. So there was war about the bat poop.
Wow.
That's one you have to look into. That was um, I remember that from when I studied in high school. How could you forget that?
That's crazy. And the smallest bat in the world is called the bumblebee bat, which I had no idea existed.
I think
They say it's less than a penny and has the wingspan of about an inch.
oh, it's adorable. I know a few facts about the little bats and the big bats because every year for environmental science, I make them graphs about bat colonies, and it's not just a graphing activity. There's a few fun things in there too, but um, I got a lot of my facts about bats from doing research for them. So being a teacher is really just learning all the time.
Wow, very cool. They can live up to 40 years. I did not know that because, wow.
Now, I knew that one from YouTube. There was a really old bat that had to be held as he flapped around because he liked the sensation of flying, but he couldn't do it anymore.
I saw that video.
Yes.
How cute is that, right? Okay, I'm going to remove the masking fluid from my eyes and from my little fangs. And I think my fangs are just going to stay white. And I'm going to give him evil red eyes. I'm going to use my permanent red with a little bit of green. Let's see. And see if it looks okay. Because remember, mine's a naughty bat. And these are just playful, right? They're not intended to look realistic. They're intended to be fun.
Well, I actually did have fun with this one. I was really, I was a little nervous that way. I was nervous. There's no flowers. There's, we've done things that are not floral before, but I had some base. Animals are pretty tricky to do.
They are.
But you have practice with your birds.
Yeah, I do. I have practice. See this evil little guy?
Got to
The one you showed me earlier had a beautiful bed of roses.
again too kind. That was not a beautiful bed of roses, but yes, that's because it was not looking so great, the blends and beads, because it wasn't Arches paper. So I'm like, I will just cover this up.
Well, I don't know. Is that something that you can guide us through today? I would love to add it to mine.
Okay. Let me give him some under eye circles and and covers the white bits that I kind of left, and then we can do some.
Yeah, let me add a little kind of like top lippy lip to give the fangs something to hang on to, something to.
Right now he's as tired as I am after working all week.
TGIF, right?
Okay, and then make those fangs pop.
Okay, why do your eyes look real?
This is because you're very far away from them, I'd say.
And here I am with my second grade eyes.
Turn them into the googly eyes, right?
Love them. And I love the tip of your ears.
My ears, I
Hmm.
my ears.
Look at how great that blend was with the darker.
Because you told me what to do and I followed your instructions.
Yeah, it worked out better on yours.
Okay, I can always go back and do a little more with his face, right? Give him
Yeah.
okay, that's something. All right, that's that's good. So some roses. We're gonna add some roses down here, something like that. I've got
Yes.
cherry pie. That's my go-to red. It's just pick a red that you like, right? Okay. We've done roses before. I think you're prepared for where I'm gonna start.
Let's go.
Okay. So let's do one kind of pointing that way. Pointing up, we can do one pointing to the other side and then fit in a third maybe. So one pointing up. So I'm gonna work my way around, I think.
Okay.
Okay, saturated color in the center always. So mostly paint,
Okay.
a little bit of movement from the water, and very tight little lines curved into some C's. So we're gonna try and point it this way. So even I went a little heavy on that. Here we go. Lots of little lines. I'm not used to Arch's toothy paper fighting back against my brush. Okay.
Yeah, it does.
All right. Something like this. And adding a little bit of water to move it around. Like every time I paint roses, they're a little bit different, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Dynamic.
Thank you, Miranda. She said great work. The fact that they look like bats is already a win for me.
Thank you, Miranda. I love you. I know her.
Right. I'm going to add a little bit more saturated color in here. Get those nice bleeds.
That's a beautiful, beautiful rose.
Hey, yours is looking pretty good. A little bit
I,
lighter so that the heavy balance is on one side so it looks a little tilted, not straight on. Yeah.
I have a great teacher.
Yeah. That's good.
I actually angled it, Leah. I'm so proud of myself. Thank you.
And this time I'm not going ahead of you. I'm sticking with you until you're done with your rose and ready for the next.
Thank you.
Keeping my eye on you. Yeah.
All right. Are we going to do the same color?
Um, yes, we
All
could
right.
maybe add a touch of that French ultramarine and make it a little purpley. So I
All
can
right.
use some of my blue that I have,
Okay.
darken it up a little.
Got it.
Okay. Um, another one, maybe peeking out from behind the bat. So same start of curved close together lines, thinner, and then pressing down a bit more. I'm going to add some water to make it low now. A little bit more water.
Oh, so pretty. Look at that. How you can make it peek out from behind the little bat.
Going back in with some that darker color. There we go. maybe I want to tap in. If your first rose is still wet, maybe tap in a little of that dark color in the center. I think that looks good. And then one more.
I'm out of room in my in the bottom here. Maybe a
Mm-hmm.
tiny one. Is that where you're headed?
I was going to try and point it down because then we might have
I can do that.
overlap. So
I have to flip my paper.
yes, it's reading upside down now for me. I can do it as long as I concentrate.
I
You have to be able to read your students' work at all different angles.
Yes, you're a pro. You've got this.
And then some leaves, so it doesn't just look like a clump of red. If I can find one of my favorite greens, that's I rearranged all my paints, and I have some.
Look at that. You know, your little face looks like it has a little texture, a little like hairy texture. It looks very, very
Yeah,
real.
I dabbled a little bit of the very light wash once I did his little eyeshadow. I dabbled it around a little bit, so
Love it.
it's yeah, it has to be. Okay, so
It's working.
green. Thank you, thank you. Uh, okay, so we talked about placement of leaves last time, kind of where you see overlap. A little starting sprig for me here.
Okay. Yeah, where I added little bat wings. That's a pretty green you're using.
This is called winter pine.
Oh, love it.
It's filling up some empty space over there. This looks like it could coming from this little gap in my rose petals.
My paper, I cut it so I'm limited, but see now I'm doing something I don't like. I always try to make it too even.
The symmetry.
Yeah, we're inclined to do that. Our brain is inclined to do that.
And see, I wanted to add another down, so I'll make mine up because you mentioned that. Something a little different.
See, like if I add another one here on the left, I don't know how that's gonna look, but maybe I'll do what you did. Do a little.
And then I think I'm done with the leaves. I think that's enough leaf cover there. It just helps hide the little cluster place where I had some white space there.
I want to learn to just, not fuss with it too much.
Mhm.
Oh, that's pretty.
I-
Love that. It's so fresh, you know?
yes, I think that's just what he needed. Very cute.
Well, it's okay, Duma. You'll do better next
No,
time.
no, I think they're pretty. Roses are hard,
Yeah,
but
they are.
and I like your leaves. I like your falling leaves here. There's some movement in them.
Okay, okay, not bad. I love, so what brown did you use?
This was called pecan pie,
Pecan pie again. Okay. That's a beautiful brown.
and blueberry cobbler was my blue.
Okay.
That was basically it for this guy. I
Okay.
didn't use him.
Look at his little arms. Aren't they so cute? Let me see, pull him up.
No, it's like teacher's gonna see inspect my work.
No, no, I think they're great. I think your bat is fabulous. And the coloring on it is absolutely
Want
gorgeous.
to
And I think
yours?
it turned out better than
No,
mine. And I love it.
no. I want a closer look at yours because he
I'm,
looks
I'm gonna
very.
cheat. I'm gonna cheat.
No, I like the very cute. He looks huggable, even with those.
Oh, I love that. You know what I remember I did so that this doesn't look so white? I went over it again with like a really light shade of that brown that I already had.
Okay,
I
okay.
remember I did that. That's for me. See how here he has,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I remember I did that because it was looking just a little too white. Did a little bit of that. Spotty. Now I want to do, I want to paint like a realistic one, but we'll see.
That one's gonna be on your own, but I know it's gonna be incredible.
They're
Just on
fascinating
your
creatures, aren't they?
right, and then you'll spend 3 hours on it, and I'll just be like, "That's incredible. I can't with you, but I want to stare at it."
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, I do have some more time before Halloween, so maybe if we cross our fingers, there's some overlap, and we can do one more spooky painting.
What do you suggest?
Um, so we have we have a couple options. We could also do Day of the Dead, something Day of the Dead inspired. Um,
Yes.
I know that would interest you, and you'd have lots of facts for us, and I'd be excited by that. Or haunted house theme because we're getting closer to Halloween, so we've intensified our spookiness.
I wanted to do a haunted house. I
And
haven't had
maybe
time, but
maybe
yeah.
do like a scaled back, so like not a haunted shack, but something not too elaborate, or like a little graveyard scene and very loose landscape, something like that. Because I don't think we've done a landscape together, so maybe something like that.
Let's do that. Do we want, let's do like a little haunted, a haunted duplex
Oh,
with a little mini graveyard. And do we want a moon in the
of
background?
course, of course.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm picturing it as we speak.
excellent.
I'll come up with
Yeah,
it. And
yes.
when do you want to do that?
Um, I can make that happen. Okay, tomorrow afternoon, so, or similar time. Sunday is free. Monday is free as well. So we're good. I think
Monday.
I have.
Monday. Can we do it Monday?
Yeah, let's do it Monday then. I don't have any
Okay.
hours, no meetings. Monday's good. That's
Beautiful. Haunted
fantastic.
duplex. Monday.
Excellent. More to come, and stay tuned for that. You could tell we're both excited by this. We just had to plan it on the spot.
I know,
But
right? Thanks.
thank you for the spooky vampire bat. I love him. He's going to be framed. This one's framed. So thank you.
You did a beautiful job. I'm so impressed. Amazing.
Teacher, can't wait to paint our haunted duplex.
And tag us if you paint this little bat.
Yes. Bye.
We'd love to see it.
Bye, everyone. See you very soon.
Thanks, Leah, for having me.